There's been a lot of talk about whether the cyber market can evolve further and be involved with the insurance linked securities market. I'm Yvette Essen for CyberCube, joined by Rebecca Bole, Head of Industry Engagement, to talk about whether this is feasible and what the obstacles and challenges are ahead for this. Can you tell me, first of all, why is the market talking so much about developing capital market solutions for cyber risks?
So I think for decades now, the capital markets have provided crucial capacity for catastrophe-prone perils and regions where traditional insurance capacity has been hard to find at acceptable terms and conditions. So, for example, there is over $30 billion of capital markets capital at risk for natural catastrophe perils today, including California earthquake or Japan earthquake or Florida windstorm. I think there is a consensus that there are peak perils within cyber risk and cyber insurance, and that there are accumulations of exposure within certain technologies or software that could cause systemic and catastrophic effects if compromised. So should that happen, the capital markets may be required to come in and provide that capacity as they have done in natural catastrophe to date.
What are the benefits to the reinsurance industry to engage in ILS?
So the insurance industry has met demand for cyber insurance to date. There is anticipated huge increase in demand for cyber insurance. The estimates vary, but across all of them, the trajectory of growth for the cyber insurance market is steep. Taking cybercrime, for example, it is projected that cybercrime itself will cost the global economy trillions of dollars in just a few years' time. Now, with developing technologies, that will only accelerate this trend. So, traditional insurance and reinsurance capacity has met demand to date, but with that expected increase in demand, they will have to look for alternative capacity and alternative risk transfer solutions to meet that demand.
Looking forward, what are some of the specific areas that need to be addressed to unlock ILS capacity?
So we've been talking with ILS fund managers and their investors over recent months to address that very question and try and understand where it is that they are coming from. In fact, just recently we were at an investor day hosted by Aon, who is leading the charge in this space. And in speaking with those fund managers, I think we identified that there is a real interest in understanding cyber risk, in understanding what a cyber catastrophe could look like in terms of the scenarios that could play out and the financial impact. And that's where we at CyberCube play a part as capital financial modelers for cyber risk. There's still a lot of education to be done. I think it falls to the insurance community, brokers, carriers, sponsors, and the cyber risk modelling community, such as ourselves, to educate the capital markets and investors on cyber risk and cyber catastrophe. But just to identify four particular keys that could unlock the cyber insurance-linked securities market. They would be a clarity of cover, so the insurance policies themselves being very clear about where coverage lies and where losses are expected to fall. It would be also a capacity crunch, so there being the demand for that alternative capital and therefore the expected returns on those instruments. Thirdly, contract certainty around what those insurance-linked instruments may be, exactly what the triggers are, and what the payout terms and the collateral release terms, for example, would be on those contracts. And finally, cyber risk modelling and risk analytics is crucial to the insurance-linked securities market. And this is where CyberCube is looking to engage actively with this community to help explain and describe how we are thinking about cyber catastrophe risk and how our models are looking to produce solutions and help to fuel insurance-linked securities and the development of the market.
CyberCube has published a report looking at the ILS market and the cyber sector. For CyberCube, I'm Yvette Essen.